Who would have thought that a Maegashira 15, seen only as a distant prospect, would lift the Emperor's Cup at the brand new IG Arena? Kotoshoho Yoshinari has pulled off the upset of the year. Are we witnessing the rise of Sumo's next big star? On Sumo Spirit, we bring you his stunning climb and triumph at the 2025 Nagoya Basho. Who is this rising warrior from Chiba? Kotoshoho Yoshinari, born October 26, 1999 in Chiba Prefecture, Japan, has just emerged as a breakout figure in the sumo world. His real name? Yuya Toyoshima. His stable? None other than the prestigious Sadogatake Beya, home to past champions like Yokozuna Kotozakura. Kotoshoho stepped into the world of professional sumo in November 2017, making his debut in the Jonokuchi division. And his rise? Nothing short of spectacular. His rapid climb was fueled by a powerful mix of strength, technique, and sheer determination. He was no stranger to the dohyo. He practiced amateur sumo throughout high school and at Kinki University, where his potential quickly stood out. Thanks to his competitive record, he entered the professional ranks as a Makushita Tsukedashi, a rare status that allows top amateur wrestlers to skip the lower divisions and start in Makushita, a sign of elite promise. When did he reach the top division? Kotoshoho made it to the Makuchi division, the highest tier in sumo, by January 2020, just 2 years after his debut. What launched him there? A strong 6-1 record in the Juryo division in November 2019 that earned him his long-awaited promotion. Since then, Kotoshoho has bounced between the lower and middle ranks of Makuchi, facing the relentless challenges of elite competition and recurring injuries. His highest rank before Nagoya 2025 was Maegashira 3, achieved in 2022, but the path wasn't smooth. Injuries dragged him down to Juryo in 2023. Did he stop there? Not a chance. His resilience shone through with a solid comeback in Juryo, even clinching the division championship in May 2024. That victory sealed his return to Makuchi. And how was 2024 shaping up? Leading into Nagoya Basho 2025, Kotoshoho had found his rhythm again. He secured multiple kachikoshi, winning records, in several tournaments throughout 2024. In March 2025, after returning from an injury-induced Kyujo absence, he put up a solid 8-7 record, proof that he was once again a serious competitor. So who were the real favorites? The spotlight was on Yokozuna Onosato, winner of 2 of the last 3 tournaments in 2025, and Hoshoryu, who arrived with an injury. Other strong contenders included Ozeki Kotozakura, Seki Wakekirishima, and Maegashira Ichiyamamoto, who dominated the first half of the tournament with an 8-1 record. Even promising Makuchi debutants like Kusano and the rising star Aonishiki had more buzz than Kotoshoho. From July 13 to 27, 2025, in the dazzling new IG Arena in Nagoya, sumo witnessed a miracle in motion. Kotoshoho entered the ring as East Maegashira 15, a position far from the elite tier. How did it all begin? His start was solid, if unspectacular. He picked up consistent wins in the early days, mostly against similarly ranked opponents, but also suffered 2 defeats. A shaky beginning? Perhaps. But then came the turn. Day after day, he carved his path through the bracket, showing not just strength, but adaptability and will. Kotoshoho opened strong, driving Hidanumi to the edge. A quick feint threw him off balance, and with a sudden surge, Kotoshoho finished the bout with a powerful oshidashi. His style? Kotoshoho prefers a migi-yotsu grip on his opponent's mawashi. His most common winning techniques are yorikiri, the force out, and oshidashi, the push out. Day 2? V's the Ukrainian shishi. Kotoshoho spun like a storm, twisting and maneuvering his way to Shishi's mawashi. Shishi countered and gripped tightly, refusing to fall early. But Kotoshoho would not be denied. He bulldozed his opponent toward the edge and crushed him with raw momentum, securing the win by yorikiri. Day 3. First real test, Kusano, both 2-0. It started as a head-on clash, but Kotoshoho seized control, hammering Kusano with both hands. When Kusano tried to slip free, Kotoshoho grabbed his mawashi and wouldn't let go. In a flash, he circled behind. Kusano spun to face him, but too late, Kotoshoho charged and bulldozed him out with a relentless yorikiri. Days 4 and 5 could have crushed his hopes entirely. Day 4. First loss, Fujinokawa. The bout was so tight it needed a rematch. In the restart, Fujinokawa wasted no time. He slipped to the side and slapped Kotoshoho down with a sharp harakikomi, giving him his first defeat of the tournament. Day 5. Second loss versus Mitakeumi. Mitakeumi came in blazing, undefeated at 5 straight wins and wrestling at his peak. Kotoshoho tried everything, but nothing could shake him. Like a predator closing in, Mitakeumi smothered every escape and drove him out with a crushing oshidashi. It was Kotoshoho's second loss, and Mitakeumi's domination showed no signs of slowing. Day 6. Against Kaio. Kaio came in winless at 0-5, and Kotoshoho saw his chance to reset. He stormed forward from the tachiai, bulldozing Kaio out with a textbook oshidashi, quick, clean, and confident. While Mitakeumi stayed alone at the top at 6-0, Kotoshoho kept moving forward in the shadows, quiet but steadily advancing. Day 7. This time against Toki Hayate. Kotoshoho kept his momentum alive, standing firm and gradually pushing Toki Hayate to the edge with steady, unyielding pressure. With a commanding yorikiri, he sealed another win. Still, despite his quiet climb, all eyes stayed locked on the tournament favorite, Onosato. Kotosho did not have very tough rivals at the start. On day 8, it was Shodai's turn. Kotoshoho arrived burning with intensity and crushed the veteran former Ozeki. With a fierce oshidashi, he bulldozed Shodai, sending a clear message. He was no longer just another mid-rank wrestler, he was a serious force to be reckoned with. On the 9th against Sadanumi, who arrived with a poor 2-7. Another win, another warning. Kotoshoho extended his best tournament start in years, calmly overpowering Sadanumi and driving him out with a steady yorikiri. Was he becoming a real threat? Definitely, but was the spotlight on him yet? Not quite. Meanwhile, Ichi Yamamoto surged ahead as the solo leader and became the first rikishi to secure Kachikoshi. With rivals stumbling, Ichi Yamamoto stood alone, while Kotoshoho quietly kept climbing, flying just under the radar. Day 10, Churanumi. Momentum carried on as Kotoshoho and Churanumi fought a fierce back-and-forth duel, trading control with intensity. But when it ended, Kotoshoho pulled off a stunning Sukuinage, flipping his opponent with flair. This win wasn't just another mark on his record, it demanded attention. Now, the spotlight was shifting toward him. Day 11, the toughest test begins, Takanosho. Kotoshoho blasted out of the tachiai, fire in his eyes, pushing Takanosho back step by step, despite fierce resistance. It was a battle of wills, but Kotoshoho held firm and powered through for another yorikiri win. Now the leaderboard tightened. 4 Maegashira, Aonishiki, Ichi Yamamoto, Kusano, and Kotoshoho were all locked in a dead heat at the top of the Nagoya Basho. On the 12th, against the always difficult Takayasu. One sidestep, one masterpiece. The tachiai was fierce. Both rikishi fired quick thrusts, but the deciding moment came in a flash. Kotoshoho shifted left just as Takayasu charged forward blindly. The result? A textbook hatakikomi, and Takayasu was sent flying out of the dohyo. By day's end, only 2 stood at the top, Kotoshoho and Aonishiki, both at 10-2. The 13th was a crucial day. He faced Onosato, who was trailing by 9-3, and a Kotoshoho victory would leave the Yokozuna with no chance of winning the Nagoya Basho. Kotoshoho stood firm. He secured a left-hand outside grip on the mawashi, just enough to swing the Yokozuna off balance. And then, it happened. Kotoshoho unleashed a uwatenage right at the edge, sending Onosato crashing over the straw bales and out of yusho contention. One of the biggest wins of his career, and the biggest statement of the tournament. Now with him at 11-2 and Onosato at 9-4, the Yokozuna would at least have to make a playoff against him to become champion, in case he wins both and Koto loses both. Day 14. Hard challenge against the Seki Wake Kirishima. Another Sanyaku, another casualty. Kirishima charged hard, looking to stop the Kotoshoho train. But Kotoshoho once again moved with perfect timing, slipping to the side, locking in a mawashi grip, and executing a devastating uwatenaga over the edge. 3 straight wins against Sanyaku-ranked opponents. Now Kotoshoho stood alone at the top, just 1 match away from destiny. That day, Aonishiki defeated Kusano, reaching the 15th day with an 11-3 record. And on the 15th, the decisive day, he faced none other than Aonishiki. If Koto won, he was the champion. If Aonishiki won, playoff. The final battle, 1 win for glory. The tachiai was thunderous. Kotoshoho collided with Aonishiki and launched into rapid-fire hops, driving him to the edge like a battering ram. Aonishiki tried to resist and counter, but Kotoshoho locked in a dual-arm morozashi attempt, pulled his rival forward, and slammed him down with a decisive tsuki otoshi. A new champion made sumo history, Kotoshoho. It was his first yusho, and nobody saw it coming. After a shaky 3-2 start, he stormed back with 10 straight wins, a historic streak. Another Maegashira taking the title, just like the last time with Takeru Fuji in March last year. At just 25 years old, Kotoshoho not only secured his 10th consecutive victory, but also claimed his first Emperor's Cup. On top of that, he earned the Fighting Spirit and Outstanding Performance prizes, while Aonishiki took home the Technique prize. After his stunning victory at the Nagoya Basho 2025, Kotoshoho hoisted the Emperor's Cup high above his head inside the roaring IG arena, surrounded by a crowd on their feet, thunderous with applause. Which win defined the tournament? Without a doubt, his shocking Day 13 upset of Yokozuna Onosato, a match that flipped the script and ignited belief across the sumo world. After clinching his first ever top division title, Kotoshoho spoke not of resting, but rising.
What kind of sumo do you want to show in the future? I want to work hard to improve my strength and become a sumo wrestler who is supported by many people.
To celebrate his victory, Kotoshoho took part in a parade riding in a white car, accompanied by the flag bearer, Kotozakura. The procession was a proud and festive moment, honoring his impressive achievement and sharing it with fans and supporters alike. Who else stood out in Nagoya? Alongside Kotoshoho, Makuuchi debutant Kusano and the dynamic Fujinokawa stood out and showed that they can go far. And so, with a final push that shook the dohyo, Kotoshoho lifted the Emperor's Cup, leaving his mark on sumo history. Is this the beginning of a legendary career? If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the Sumo Spirit channel for more content. See you in the next video.